Hello everybody, welcome to another video. So today we start with the Nintendo Game Builder Garage demo version to check out the game and look at it from a perspective of a developer. Basically, I'm always interested in these kind of little games and little things that are there to create your own games, and I think this new generation of games by Nintendo is really cool. I really like it. And the idea behind it. It's fairly affordable, so I checked it in Europe. It is $29.99, and in the US it's also the same. So we can move, and it looks like I need some help. It's cute that you have this little character, and Bob, the little dot, will help you right from the get-go. I think it's a cute little touch. And it starts by allowing us to see the game screen. And Bob is going to introduce us to all these different kind of things. On the below part of the screen, we see already that we have input, middle, output, and objects, which is quite interesting and a fairly easy, I think, design as far as it looks. And now all these little characters say hi to Bob and hi to me, Nicholas, and they are called Nudon. Nodon? Okay, so this is visual programming basically, right? And you don't really see the game code as it is supposed to, like in Java, what mostly I'm working on, or let's say you develop your own iOS apps in Swift or Objective-C or so, which are just different types of environments, right, to programming. I think this is really cool if you're novice to game development specifically, but also to development, right? And that's what really intrigued me to test out the game, without buying it for now, and that's why we are just checking out here the demo version of it. So let's see. So we have the B button here, and it's an output port on this button Nudon. So for each button you will, or for each controller mechanic that you have, you basically get one of those little things here. And basically you also have this person, and now we need to connect them. And this style of programming, if you have seen it already before, and now it explains us how to do it. So we take this and connect it. And interestingly enough, right, like with the whole concept of it, if you build a person properly, then you can have the controls the way you like it, or the way that you wanted persons to experience it, right? So I think that is rather interesting. And the fact that we can see here also forward and left, or forward, backward, left, right, is that you can even have some three-dimensional things, right? Not just a 2D platformer as the demo version now shows us what is there. And now we can directly jump into the game, and then we can play. Whoops. And this, wow, this is really finicky. And we have done it. Cool. So, as I wanted to say earlier, essentially, I'm going back to the program screen. Okay. This kind of programming that you can see on the screen, it is also there, for example, for Lego Mindstorms and various other environments which are more suitable for kids, or, as I said before, novice programmers that just want to get started, right? And I think it's actually really a cool thing to, how do you say, to really experience all of this, yeah? Let's go for more interactive sessions. Okay, next review. Okay, so here you can see also the different kind of applications that you do. So we started with programming 101, now we build a game of tag basically, or some tag implementation. Then we do this rolling thing. Then we have a little side scroller in which most likely our ship is going to fly on its own. Risky run is simply like Mario, I assume. See here now in the fifth lesson, then we see the three-dimensional aspect. So as I said before, the human character or the humanoid character can basically go into a lot of different kind of environments. This is really cool. Then we build our own game. By the way, it's a not nice touch that Nintendo does not know which Switch you have or which Joy-Cons you have attached to the Switch. It doesn't show it, but okay. Yeah, and then last but not least, I think we built the most Mario-like game that there is with this 3D action kind of thing. Oh, okay. Now Alice comes. Okay, so programming 101 we cleared, and now we do the checkpoints part with Alice together. And again, it's just a real cute thing here to see. And now Alice basically gives us the basics of the whole program. So I'm trying to move, but of course nothing happens, right? Okay. And this is the same mechanic that we had before, so we just jump. And now she explains to us what we already implemented with the two nodons, I don't know what it's called. If somebody knows how to exactly pronounce it, let me know in the comments below. That would be vastly helpful, I believe, for me. Okay. So what is also cool is that you can essentially, rearrange basically your whole environment, but as well as the program layout. Yeah, and I think that is something really helpful as well for a lot of developers. And then see, you can go and scroll back and forth. And then you can zoom in. Here you see basically your whole XYZ game thing, which is also, I think, quite handy. Okay. If you have ever actually used Xcode, it is not so dissimilar from the storyboard that you have, where you also can connect these actions and methods with specific kind of inputs beforehand. And I think also there, it's an interesting way to introduce new people to development. But of course, it has nothing to do with like the, how do you say, with the way that typically we do something. Yeah, and now we see we remove the connection and yeah, it's gone. It's a, in software development terms, you would go for no code, low code approach at the moment, right? So and I think that is also something that we will see a lot in the future, where you have more people being able to develop software and like little scripts compared to what we have today, which I think is a great thing. And now we can make a jump. So essentially the game just tells you, okay, or the program, application, whether it's a game, I'm not sure yet, because basically you create these games within games. And cool. Okay, so now we have finished this. Okay, now nothing happens. Okay, this is a little puzzle. Okay, now I want to speed this up a bit, to be honest. Okay, and then it was just a simple jump to fix it. And now we have come to the first checkpoints for the introduction, and all of it is clear, which is quite cool. Okay, cool. So even these are basically collected into different steps. So let's just start with step 1 and then finish it up. And let's see what Bob tells us. So when two objects collide, they break. Fairly easy, fairly straightforward, I think. Yeah, and these kind of games, they exist on every platform, I believe. Like on PlayStation, I think it's called Flow or so. And there are some other ones, I believe, also as well, especially on the PC. So here we can see all these objects. So we have characters, simple objects, fancy objects, special objects, where the difference between those two is interesting. Sensors, connections, launch, destroy, attract, game screen, camera, world. The other ones we can unfortunately not see. Let's add a person. And this we have seen already before, right? But at the moment, again, it cannot move, or the person cannot do anything. And now it will just jump with us back and forth into the game screen. And yes, we have understood that it does not work like that. So let's see the inputs. So we have constant, so not changeable values, which is interesting. Button press, stick movement, touch screen motion, and state change. So essentially you can really use all of these inputs of the Nintendo Switch itself and the Joy-Cons so that it will even work on the Nintendo Switch Lite, I believe. And state change, yeah, unfortunately we cannot click on it, but we will see where it comes. And now we use the left stick, and here you can even see how relative the controller is to anything else, like in terms of, I think, is it acceleration or something like that? Okay, but let's end it here. Thank you so much for watching. I will check out the game builder on and on in the future, and we'll release more videos about the demo and then ultimately decide whether we want to buy the game or not. Up until then, hope you liked this video. In case so, please subscribe if you want to get updates for all the Nintendo games that we play. And have a nice day. Bye.